So before I begin this video, I have a question for all of you. What do you think of my jeans? It's actually one of the many gifts I got for both Christmas and my birthday. And I like these jeans. They're very comfortable. They breathe easy, they're loose, but not embarrassingly so. I like these jeans. I actually got other clothes too, but I guess I'll show them as the next couple days roll by. Another gift I got though. Hold on a minute. I got a new chair. Yeah. Actually, it's something that my mom and I picked out at Staples a couple weeks ago. And when I sat down in it, full stop, I remember what I thought of when I sat down in it at Staples. This is actually the first time, my first time sitting in this chair since purchasing it will be right here, right now on camera. Ooh. Hold on a second. Can't forget this. So, here we go. And I thought it was a little taller in the back. Let me try something. Yeah, that's a bit better. But you know what? I like sitting on this too. It's really comfortable now. Actually, with me not able to really rest my head back, it gives me more incentive to, lean forward and therefore be more engaging with you all if I have to. So yeah. I am a little bit sad about listen, I had that chair the chair I was sitting in before, I had for years. I was sitting in that chair when I made my very first video on January 1st, 2018. And you clearly saw over the last, year or so, I had that chair for these videos. But it was about time. It was about time that, full stop, you can still sit in the chair perfectly fine. The wheels on it still rolled around and such, but yeah, the leather that was on the chair, that was peeling off. That was really the only problem with that chair. It was still a very usable chair, but yeah, it did have to go. I'm gonna miss that chair. It was very good to me. It was. But, new chair, new year, new chair. Of course, I wouldn't expect a new chair for a very long time from now. So, hopefully this thing will last a good 10 years. I hope. I suppose I could probably, it's very comfortable though, it is. Again, I just kind of wish it had a little more to rest my head in the back. If it was just a little higher up here, I could rest my head on that. But honestly, other than that, no notes. I love this chair. This chair is very much satisfactory. It is. In fact, I dare say I'm extremely satisfied. I would hope so because I am the one who picked this chair. There was a chair in this one, and there was a chair in blue. And for whatever reason, it felt again, the back on the red one felt taller than the one on the blue one. It is a slight difference if I take out the cushion underneath, for sure. But, honestly, I like this is good. This is like the youngest bear. It's just right. Any Goldilocks and the Three Bears story? Okay. Let's see. With that said, happy Friday, everyone. I suppose my low, my high, my act of kindness is, honestly, my low is I was in bed for far too long, I feel. My high is, I got to see my folks yesterday on New Year's Day. That was awesome. And my act of kindness is I held the door for someone yesterday. That was really nice. But yeah, I said I was going to wait until Friday to do this, and I guess I can. Look, you saw the title of the video. I'm sure you want me to talk about what I think of Chuck Conroy's Let's Play of Heart Gold and Soul Silver so far. And a lot of things I thought were going to happen happened. Specifically of how Agate, Chugga's Geodude, was pretty much the MVP of the first two gyms. Although, I gotta give a shout out to Chuck Conroy in this. Starting both of those gym battles with Nettle. First as a Chikorita in the Violet City gym, and then as a Bayleaf in the Azalea Town gym. I'll get to the latter in a second. I never would have picked Chikorita to begin with, much less start Chikorita off in either of those battles, but Chuck Conroy, man, proved me wrong. In fact, Nettle did a pretty great job in both of those battles, considering that he wasn't on the field for very long. I really can't talk about the gym battles, especially the second one. Actually, without talking about the second one, actually. Okay. If any of you have ever actually played a Pokemon game, then you know that there are type matchups that Pokemon types have advantages and disadvantages against. We all know this. That's like Pokemon 101. Normally, if you're playing the game in the main story, and your Pokemon has legitimate type disadvantage against any NPC, any computer, whether it's like a regular NPC, a gym leader, the rival, any of the Elite Four, even the champion, they will always choose the super effective move to use against you. I can barely count on my hand the number of times that didn't happen. The Pokemon AI back then, pretty smart. Yes, granted, there's also some RNG involved, to be sure, but, the computer is supposed to pick the super effective move against the Pokemon you're using, if at all possible. I say this because in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they drastically buffed Bugsy, the gym leader for Azalea Town, from the original. In the original, Bugsy's team was Kakuna, Metapod, and Scyther, with Scyther being, the ace. And in the original game, the Bugsy's move of choice with that Scyther was Fury Cutter, a move that does have a chance to miss, but if it doesn't miss, it gets more powerful each and every time, which, for its time was pretty good. But when I say they buffed Bugsy in Heart Gold Soul Silver, I am not exaggerating, because Generation 4, which was Diamond Pearl Platinum and then Heart Gold Soul Silver, introduced a move called U-Turn, a bug-type move that attacks the opponent, does some chip damage, and then it makes you switch out into another Pokemon. It's actually quite game-breaking, especially in competitive battling. seriously, so much of competitive battling nowadays, like, has U-turn as like a staple move. Like, chances are, if you're in some sort of competitive online Pokemon battling, someone's going to be using U-turn. Like, someone's going to be using U-turn, someone's going to be using Stealth Rocks, just to name like a few staples, of course. My point is, with U-turn being a TM that Bugsy now gives you instead of Fury Cutter like you did in the original, and with the order changed, now it's different. See, in Hard Gold, I said in the original, Bugsy uses like Metapod, Kakuna, and then Scyther. In the remake, Scyther goes first. And it has the move U-turn in its arsenal. And Sugar Conroy started off the battle using Nettle, the Bayleaf. U-turn would be super effective against Bayleaf, and if seriously, all the AI had to do was use U-turn, and Sugar Conroy would have been in a huge bind. I dare say it probably would have knocked out Nettle in one shot. Possibly. Because it was stab and 70 base power. Just barely not getting buffed by U-turn, which if it was buffed by Cypher's Technician ability, then it for sure would have knocked Nettle out in one shot, probably. Especially since Cypher was supposed to be faster, but crazy enough, Bugsy used Leer on Bayleaf, which means Sugar Conroy could use Nettle, the Bayleaf, you know, the Poison Powder attack, and it was done. Like, literally, U-turn just had to be used once, and it would have been an extreme uphill battle for Sugar Conroy, but it wasn't. Like, all he had to do was poison Scyther, switch out to Agate the Geodude, and it was done. It was done, man. It was that was laughably I mean, if you start off with Cyndaquil, Bugsy is essentially a joke, no question. If you start with Totodile, less of a joke, but definitely still a joke. But I mean, granted, it's only been 2 gym battles, and Sugar Conroy only has effectively only two team members in his future party of 6, but it's already looking like the best team he's made so far. I've yet to see what he's going to do next, but it will be interesting. I mean, when he was at Bellsprout Tower, I thought he would actually get Ghastly. Like, is he actually going to do what I said the other day and get like all the Pokemon you get from trades? He's not going to do that. His time to get Ghastly was in Bellsprout Tower, and that's long gone. Speaking of Pokemon that have named areas, the Slowpoke Well, that's essentially your first battles with Team Rocket, where they cut off Slowpoke tails and they sell them. Which, yeah, for a kid's game, something like that was actually pretty much a lot back then. In some ways, I still can't believe they got away with it. Although, they established that Slowpoke tails grow back, so alright. And I love the little detail they did where, because in Heart Gold Soul Silver, the Pokemon follow you around. They actually show the difference of what a Slowpoke looks like with its tail cut off as opposed to when it doesn't have its tail cut off. It's surprisingly heartbreaking, but also fascinating to see. And honestly, it enriched. Seriously, for all intents and purposes, Game Freak at the time really didn't need to go all out with making Heart Gold and Soul Silver as great as games as they were. But lo and behold, that's exactly what's been happening. And Sugar Conroy is putting all that on full display. And he really put that on full display when, well, actually, before I get into that, and since I last did the video, he beat the Violet City Gym, he beat Bellsprout Tower first, then did Violet City Gym, then did Union Cave, then did Slowpoke Well, then Azalea Town, then the gym, then the rival battle, which, again, I love that Jerry Conroy said, like, you thought this battle was hard if you picked Chikorita? Get used to it. Yeah, again, one of the big problems with picking Chikorita is it has very few good matchups in the main story. I mean, I mentioned the first two gyms, but the rival Pokemon? I mean, that team consisted of, as of right now, Zubat, Ghastly, and Quilava. All of which Bayleaf, at this point, is weak against. Or can't do anything to. So it's pretty rough, actually. But when you got Agate the Geodude putting in work, again, Agate and Nettle complement each other perfectly. It's awesome. Now, with that out of the way, I need to get into the big thing. And I was really, I thought he would talk about this. I didn't think he'd talk about this soon. And that's the Pokewalker. One of the hints that Trevor Conroy mentioned in his hints for what the Let's Play was going to be was that this game has a peripheral. In this case, it's the Pokewalker. For all intents, it's a step counter. It's a step counter, an odometer, if you will. And the University of Iowa, at the time, depicted it as the greatest step counter in the world. Like, it was surprisingly accurate. And the way it works is you transfer a Pokemon into the Pokewalker, you walk around every 20 steps, gives you a watt, and you use those watts to get special things in the Pokewalker. Maybe items, unlock new areas, hunt down special Pokemon, stuff like that. Now, I mentioned that I actually had, I used Electivire and Magmortar in my first Let's Play of Heart Gold. That's how I got them. You can actually get Elekid and Magby in the Pokewalker, and you can transfer them to the game. On top of that, you can use the Pokewalker to find the evolutionary items needed to have Electabuzz and Magmar evolve into Electivire and Magmortar respectively. That's how I got them on the team. I love that Charlie Conroy mentioned that. He mentioned how you can get other Pokemon too, like you can get your Dratini, Smoochum, you can get, there's actually a place called Yellow Forest where it's exclusively Pikachu only, but these Pikachu have exclusive moves like Surf, Fly, which, I mean, I'm sorry. I get that it would kind of ruin the anime if the anime gave those moves to Pikachu in the anime, but come on, man, it'd be really cool to see Pikachu use Surf and Fly. It really would. And Volt Tackle, Volt Tackle you can use with breeding, especially if you can find a Light Ball. Yeah. So far, this Let's Play of Trevor Conroy's has been quite excellent. I mean, I kind of thought he would actually get a Pokemon from the Pokewalker on his team, and he could still totally do that. He'd have to show that off first. What is... What could he do for his third team member? Well, I don't know. At this point, the possibilities really are quite endless when it comes to what his next team member is going to be. I mean, I did have one idea that he could do. I mean, technically it is a Pokemon he has used before, but it's a special Pokemon you can get on a certain day of the week. So he's definitely going to show that off. Don't know if it'll be a team member, but he'll definitely show that off. yeah, that's about all I got, man. I mean, this many episodes in, and so far Terry Connor is 3 for 3 of like, games that I know that many people like myself want to see him play. So I've got no complaints so far. Although I am curious, I mean, obviously he's going to try and get Golem, because why else would you get a Geodude? And the effective thing to do is the instant Geodude evolves into Graveler, that's when you immediately trade a Golem. Like, from level 25 onward, I think it's 24, or whatever the max stats are, you get his Golem. Like, the instant it gets to Golem, it's game breaking. It can be. And again, Golem could arguably be considered the weakest of like the Pokemon that evolve via trades because of its typing and speed. But yeah, he'll definitely get Golem. I hope he does. Although I'd like to see that. I like Golem. I like Golem's design. Never gets enough love. And back in the days of Red, Blue, and Yellow, like, Golem competitively is one of the best in the game, so yeah, Golem's cool. Actually, all the Pokemon are cool in their own way. I mean, I'm a Pokemon fan, you guys know that. And I'm loving this Let's Play so far. I can't wait to see what happens next. I hope you like this video. If you like us on our YouTube channel, follow on social media. As always, I'm your homie. This video for all you guys watching Joe today. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday. Sorry, I thought about something tomorrow. And remember, if you guys want to talk to me, you're here to let me know. Always back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.